Hello Giants fans, thank you for watching the Giants Alliance channel. Today I'm going to rank the top 10 tight ends in the NFL for the 2020 season. And tight ends are putting up greater numbers than ever before and playing bigger roles in teams' offenses. And the Giants happen to have a very good tight end. One of the best players on the entire team is Evan Engram, so we'll see where he ranks. But the best tight end in the NFL, his name is George Kittle. Many people consider Travis Kelce the best tight end, but Kittle is a two-time All-Pro with 2 straight seasons of 85 catches, 1,000 receiving yards, 5 touchdowns. He did miss 2 games in 2019 with a knee injury, but he was on pace to set career highs in receptions and yards. He also has the best hands out of any tight end. Last year, he caught 80% of his 100-plus targets. He earned a PFF receiving grade of 92.5 since 2017, which is first among all tight ends. Remember, in 2018, he put up the most receiving yards ever for a tight end, and second on that list was Travis Kelce. But Kittle, what makes him special in my opinion, besides his amazing receiving attributes, is his ability to block, and he actually blocks better than some offensive linemen. When you watch him in the run game, especially in the playoff game last year against Green Bay, and he just took B.J. Goodson, the former middle linebacker for the New York Giants, and drove him 10-15 yards down the field. Travis Kelce is a good blocker as well, but he's not on the same level as Kittle. Kittle is an extremely good run blocker, and you saw San Francisco made the Super Bowl last year, even though their quarterback threw the ball 8 times in the NFC Championship game. So Kittle is by far the most dangerous weapon in the receiving game, but he also plays a big role in the rushing attack of the San Francisco 49ers. He pancakes people all the time. All right, Travis Kelce is the second best tight end in the NFL. He has that Gronkowski factor. He really can dominate games with his receiving, and Kansas City has all kinds of great weapons in their offense, including the fastest receiver in the NFL. But the most reliable target for Patrick Mahomes has been Travis Kelce. Not only is he big and fast, but he has amazing hands. He does not really drop the ball. I can't remember too many times when he dropped the ball. He's the most reliable target. And he has that Gronkowski factor because of his size, because of his speed combo. He only had 6 touchdowns last season, but he has had 4 straight seasons of 80-plus catches and 1,000 yards. So he's remarkably consistent. One reason I did not rank him number 1 is he's going to be 30 years old in 2020. So I do believe Kittle is continuing to improve, and Kittle did not even reach his prime yet. Kelce, you can make a good argument is number 1, but I don't have him number 1. Number 3 is Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz is the best receiving option for the Philadelphia Eagles. Even when they won the Super Bowl, he was the best option on the team at receiver. He has tremendous hands. He always kills the Giants, and it's very frustrating because whenever it's 3rd and long, I know the ball's going to Kelce, but there's nothing the Giants can do to stop it. Since 2016, he's been really their best receiving target. He had 70 catches and 800 yards in 5 straight seasons, so he's been consistent in his dominance, especially over the Giants. But he is somebody that everybody wants to pick in fantasy after Kittle and Gronkowski. I'm sorry, not Gronkowski. Kittle and Kelce. Kittle and Kelce are the 2 best, but Ertz is not too far behind. Number 4 is Mark Andrews. And Mark Andrews really emerged in 2019 as the best and most reliable target for Lamar Jackson. In Lamar Jackson's MVP season, the one receiving option he could rely on the most was Mark Andrews. And Mark Andrews had 10 touchdowns, which led all tight ends in 2019. He was a 3rd-round pick out of Oklahoma, and a couple of years ago, he was actually the 4th tight end on the depth chart in Baltimore, but he has a 14.3 yards per catch total, from 2018, 2019, which is better than anyone else on this list. So he's a very good underrated tight end. Number 5 is Gronkowski. And if we were going through the all-time best tight ends, he would probably be number 1. But I'm talking about in 2020. And Gronkowski obviously did not play in 2019. It'll be interesting to see how well he plays in Tampa Bay, where Tampa Bay has so many good receivers, including Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, so that he won't get a lot of attention. But I still feel like he could be dominant because of his size, because of his familiarity with Tom Brady. The one thing I worry about with him is his injuries, and that's kind of why he retired early last year, but he's making the comeback with Tom Brady in Tampa Bay. But he's definitely still elite in my opinion. Number 6 is a very underrated tight end. His name is Jared Cook, and he's been in the league for a long time. He's actually 33 years old, but it seems to get better with age. So he had 5 600-yard seasons in 7 years, including a 9 touchdown outing in 2019 with Drew Brees. So his 75% first down per reception rate led all tight ends in 2019 by a pretty wide margin, and he's always been known to be a very athletic and dangerous tight end, but I feel like he's finally meeting his potential, and he's finally in a good situation with a very good quarterback, obviously. So I feel like that's going to continue in 2020 because they obviously have Michael Thomas and now Emmanuel Sanders. But number 7 is Evan Engram, and I know a lot of people think he probably doesn't deserve to be on this list because he's been hurt the last couple of years. But last year he was on pace to have his best season ever. He was tremendous when he was on the field last year. He had 44 catches in 8 games. He was on pace for 88 catches. He had some incredible catch and run sort of plays. He's the most athletic tight end in the entire NFL. He ran a 4.42 40, which is faster than some elite receivers. And you see this play against Tampa Bay where he ran by the entire Tampa Bay defense. But he's the kind of receiver I feel like in 2020 they can put him in the slot a little bit more in 2 tight end sets. They could come out in a 2 tight end set with either Levine Toilolo or the other tight end, Caden Smith. But then they can motion him into the slot because he's a matchup nightmare. And I do not like when people try to insinuate that Engram should be a receiver. He is not a receiver. He is a tight end. That's where he plays best. He's actually improved as a run blocker. Last year, he made noticeable improvement when he was on the field. His only issue, in my opinion, is his health. His play on the field, I have no problems with anything he does. I think he's the second best player on the team if you go by potential when he's on the field. But I can't really say he's the second best player because he's hurt all the time, and your best ability is availability. So this is a real big make or break year for Evan Engram, obviously, with Daniel Jones. I feel like he can become the most dangerous and reliable target for Daniel Jones because no matter who's guarding him, he's a matchup nightmare with his size and speed combination. He's also very good at running routes. He's very agile, but he's not a wide receiver. So I don't want people to think he should move to wide receiver to keep him healthy. I did have one idea to keep him healthy would be on early downs, on maybe obvious running downs, to leave him on the sideline because we do have other good tight ends like Caden Smith and Levine Toilolo who can maybe come out in goal line situations and give Evan Engram a little bit of a rest. And I know they try to manage his reps during practice, during the week to keep him healthy because he is so important to the offense. So I do think he's the 7th best tight end. He has the ability to be a top 5 tight end. I think if he's healthy all the time, he's definitely better than Jared Cook. I would put him in the same category as a Mark Andrews if he was healthy. But obviously he's been hurt a lot the last couple of years. In 2017, he stayed healthy basically the whole season. But the 8th, 9th, and 10th best tight ends are Darren Waller, Austin Hooper, and Hunter Henry, in my opinion. A lot of people would put Waller ahead of Engram because he was a monster last year. He had over 1,000 yards. 1,100 yards and 90 catches. He was the best receiving option for the Raiders. The Raiders did make a lot of improvements at receiver in the NFL draft this year, but I do believe that Waller is still their best option. Number 9, I put Hooper. I think Hooper played really well in 2019 because I think Matt Ryan made him look a little bit better than he is. But he did make some great plays last year, and he got a big contract from the Browns, probably a little bit overpaid, but he's only really done what he did for one season. So he really has to prove that he's not just a one-year wonder. Another player who really needs to prove himself, just like Evan Engram, is Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry has all the ability in the world. He definitely has the potential to be a top 5 end, just like Engram, but he's hurt all the time. So I want to thank you guys for watching my channel. Thanks for all my new subscribers. If you haven't done so, please subscribe. I put daily videos every single day, mostly highlights, but also analysis like this video. So I really appreciate all my subscribers. If you want to play me in Madden and you want to win a free Giants Alliance mask, let me know. Let me know in the comments. If you have any ideas for cool videos, let me know in the comments as well. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you very much. Take care.